What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 214 of the Tastecast, our weekly podcast where we talk about all things gaming. My name's Seth, and of course, joining me today, Chevy. Chevy, how you doing? And are you excited to talk about all the things? There's the last time I did a Tastecast, there's nothing to talk about. Now we have I think 5 videos we got to watch. Yeah, and like I said, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. I'm a little surprised you found anything with Game Awards coming up because they're guaranteed people are saving it for that.
Yeah, I've been kind of expecting this drought because I know all the big things are going to happen then. But yeah, luckily enough, some things have dropped. So
yeah, yeah. I mean that's about it.
good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Feeling great. We just watched episode 7 of season 1 of Dan to Dan over on the Tasty Flicks YouTube channel. If you guys want to check that out, that episode, without spoiling anything for you, because I don't know if you're watching Dan to Dan or not. You should if you're not, though. Has me feeling a certain way, so kind of brought the mood to a certain place, and I'm going to try and elevate that. So that's how I'm feeling. But I'm really excited to have a Tastecast. I've had a lot of things going on lately. It's had me busy, and so it's nice to finally get this going. And yeah, before we start everything, I'm going to ask you something real quick. Okay. It's been confirmed. I'm not going to pull it up because we're not going to go into the details of it, but it has been confirmed by Phil Spencer that an Xbox Handheld is in production. It's been long speculated. Okay. Has been confirmed. He says it's not going to come out for another couple years probably, but they're trying to work out all the kinks, get everything working correctly. They also put out an ad that says, this is an Xbox, and it shows an Xbox, and it's like, this is an Xbox. It shows a laptop. It goes, this is an Xbox, and it shows all these things that can play Game Pass, basically, which is something me and you have been talking about
forever,
for years.
Yeah.
We've been saying Xbox will eventually just be, Game Pass basically is Xbox. And so with that, a bunch of people are worried about are the consoles going away? Are you guys abandoning consoles? And they said they have plenty of consoles and devices for the future planned. So with all that, I think confirming the handheld was probably necessary to kind of quell those concerns. So how do we feel about Xbox basically going down the path we've been speculating on for fucking years and years and years? And what do you think about an Xbox handheld?
I'm actually kind of not surprised because Phil Spencer's very I don't know what I want. He plays a lot of handhelds because he travels a lot, I'm sure, but you always see him playing something either on his phone, he's streaming something, or he's I think he even has his hands on a Steam Deck for a little while, stuff like that. And I'm sure he's tried all of them, and I'm sure that is also to lead up to this moment as well, because why wouldn't you try your potential competition out? So
yeah, he was pretty transparent about that. For a while there, he was seen with Steam Decks and the ROG one and all sorts of different ones, and he kept in interviews talking about how much he admires them. And it's funny because he was pushing the play Xbox games on your phone thing for a while, and then all these handheld PCs are coming out, and he's all set on those. And I think that kind of got the juices flowing of going well, we were trying to go portable with Game Pass, and you can still do it via streaming. But what if we just did what everybody else is doing?
Well, Nintendo and Steam, Asus, I think Lenovo also has one. And they're all supposed to be good devices, which is good to hear as well. I just think it makes sense to have a device that can be portable, can also dock to your screen. It just makes sense. I think it was one of the smartest things Nintendo has done in forever. Yeah. And them confirming that whatever project's next also is going to be backwards compatible. I know we're not talking about that right now, but also huge. So
my opinion on that is excellent decision.
Yeah.
Because the Switch, I think, is still one of the best consoles ever made. And so to continue that seamlessly, I'm happy with that.
And then my own personal experiences with streaming both PlayStation and Steam games to my phone has been mostly positive, barring my internet connection, which is the same as dealing with your ISP at home. So I mean, it makes sense, right, for them to kind of just fully embrace that and then provide something within their own ecosystem like they do with their consoles. So I don't think I'd be worried as much as they're going to have things to allow you to play their games in the fashion you want to. That's what they want anyways. So
Yeah. I think Xbox making a handheld is probably one of the smartest ideas they've had in a while. And obviously, it's not an original idea, but it kind of makes sense because they're definitely trying to take Game Pass and run with it in a way that they can get in more people's hands. And the genius thing about the Steam Deck is like I have the Steam store in my hands at any time.
Tips, yeah.
Yeah, I can just buy shit on there at any time and play it. A lot of the games on there. And so having like a dedicated Game Pass machine makes a lot of sense. That's going to bring more people in to just not even buying games, just having the service, and then either streaming or downloading and playing games on there, or some kind of hybrid like the Switch can do. Mm-hmm. I think it would be smart too, where you can download like a bulk file of the game, but then have like certain assets streamed to still have higher fidelity, but not as big of files and stuff like that. But it makes a lot of sense to me. I think it's a really good idea. I think it's a much better idea than the Xbox Series S. And so it'd be kind of cool to see the next Xbox come out, and then they're basically like lower end console that would be like the Series S would just be this handheld. They call it like the Xbox Go or the Game Pass Go or something like that. I think that'd be a great move. Have a dedicated console that's like powerful in the next gen. And I know they're already talking about like they want to release something in 2026 or something like that. 2028, I don't remember. But yeah, have this accompany it. I think the one thing the Xbox and Game Pass in general are really trying to push is play from anywhere. Mm-hmm. And so you're really taking it to the next level if you sell a dedicated handheld system. And I'm a tech nerd, so like I'm curious about anybody who's going to make a portable. Well, I guess they would just make a console at that point. But portable PCs, I think, are fascinating. It's amazing what I can play on my Steam Deck. It's not even that powerful, but it somehow plays a lot of things. And so to see somebody else enter that space, especially when they have so much at stake with, trying to push Game Pass and trying to keep Xbox as a brand exciting, I think a handheld would be really cool. Which is weird to say because as much as I think the Series X is fine, I think the PS5 is fine, which kind of sucks because, I was stoked about an early generation, and now I'm like, you don't really have a whole lot of things going on here that I can't play on my PC. And the generation before that with the Xbox, I forgot what the fuck, Xbox One. I've had like no excitement for Xbox consoles. The games are great, but the consoles I've had like no fucking excitement for. So now when I hear about this handheld, I'm like, that's kind of interesting. And it's not even a power thing, as Nintendo shows all the time. It doesn't matter that much. Like, it's just got to make something that is great to use and has produces fun games. That's all you need. So I'm actually really interested in that. I want to know more information, but they're not sharing it. And Xbox basically soft detaching from exclusivity and being a dedicated console is not surprising in any way. Yeah. Just to kind of add that because we were talked about it. So, overall, I'm just glad that they're confirming it because it's been like heavy speculation. And between that and like the interviews Phil Spencer's been giving, really talking about the subject, it's a matter of time. So I think, honestly, like I said before, I think this is just to be like, hey, you guys are freaked out about the console thing. Guess what? We have plans for a handheld, so don't even worry about it. So, overall pretty cool. You got anything else you want to say on that? You got any thoughts on the Switch 2?
The backwards compatibility, confirmation, makes it a lot more appealing because there's a lot of Switch games I've bought that I haven't had time to play, and you kind of get this feeling of like, well, it's pointless if they're gonna, because we're due for a system. And if I was going to have to...
Past due, for sure.
Yeah. Have to leave those games in the past, it makes me like want to stop investing in the ecosystem. So it's just a nice security blanket to, still continue to purchase games at this point. So
yeah. I still have games on my Switch, and I'm not playing my Switch very often because I have higher priorities. But I still have games on my Switch I want to play through and beat. And so knowing that the Switch 2, I'll just be able to play those, I feel like less like, oh shit, we're moving to a new generation. More like, oh, no, I'll just be able to play these still and play the new games too. So great move on their part, but not surprised either. Nintendo's been really good about trying to maintain continuity between their consoles, whether it's backwards compatibility
until they
or
kill off certain ones. But yeah.
Yeah, but then they just re-released all those games from that generation onto the next one, and those are still like major players on this generation, like Mario Kart 8 and Donkey Kong.
Oh yeah, from the Wii U. Yeah.
Big Freeze. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
DS.
No. I'm just saying like they will find a way to
Yeah.
continue things forward. So even if they're reselling it. So yeah, really cool. Anything else? Let us know in the comments, what do you guys think about an Xbox handheld? Now confirmed, so I don't have to ask you if you think it's real or not. And what do you want from it? Are you excited for it? Would you pick one up? And how do you feel about portable consoles in general? I feel like after the PlayStation Portal, Sony's reevaluating that too.
Well, I think if everyone's making one, they're gonna kind of have to. So.
Yeah, which would be cool.
A little weird for me because like I'll just do it all on my phone, but
Yeah.
I understand the desire to have a dedicated piece of hardware. So
Yeah. And what do you guys think about the Switch 2? What do you want from that as well? And how do you think that's going to go? Anything in particular on your mind when it comes to those two topics? Let us know in the comments below. All right, this is the first Taste Cast of the month, so we got to jump into game releases. I was trying to figure out where the button was. We're going to read these. We're going to talk about our hype for these games and maybe some not hype for these games. This is via thegamer.com, so any errors are their fault, not mine. Do not at me. All right, so let's start. Let's see. November 1st, we got Pharmagia on Switch. November 4th, we got Crossed Wires on PC. November 5th, I said 4th earlier? 4th was Crosswires. November 5th was Metal Slug Tactics, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, Switch, and PC. On November 6th, we got Planet Coaster 2 on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Then on November 7th, we got Mario and Luigi Brothership on Switch, surprisingly not getting the most amazing reviews. I thought it was going to get way higher, but it's not. November 7th as well, Metro Awakening VR on PSVR 2 and MetaQuest. November 7th, River City Saga 3 Kingdoms, PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC. On the 8th, we got Slitterhead on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and PC. Then on the 12th, we got Tetris Forever. I don't know what that is. PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, Switch, and PC. On the 12th as well, we got Void Souls on PC. And then on the 14th, we got Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D. We were just looking at that. It looks really fucking cool. PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, Switch, and PC. And then on the 19th, we got Stray coming to Switch. Very cool. And then on the 19th as well, we got Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 on Xbox Series and PC. What does that mean? 24. Is that like just an updated version of it?
it's either updated or it's new.
Let us know in the comments. We're ignorant on this. Then on November 19th, nice error, My Sims Cozy Bundle on Switch. And then November 20th, they really messed up this part of the whole list. Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl, Xbox Series and PC. Then on the 21st, we got On Your Tail, Switch and PC. And last and definitely least is November 28th, Snow Bros, Wonderland, PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC. Chevy, what games are calling to you? What games have you already picked up? And what games are you avoiding?
Well, the biggest interest in the whole list for me is Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D. I'd love to pick that up, except for I have Metaphor that I have to play, and so
Preach.
Honestly, we'll see if I can even get to it this year, sadly. But I do want to play it. It looks really cool. I love the couple Dragon Quest games I have played. I don't have a huge history with them, but the ones I've played have all been solid. So, and then
What was the one I cracked out on? You beat it too.
there was
11?
yes, I was gonna say 10, but that was the online one.
Yeah. That's why I always like around 11. I'm like, is it 11 or 10? One of them is an MMO, but yeah.
10 was the MMO. So
Yep.
and then guess I'm mistaken, but for some reason thought Infinite Nikki was out in November. Maybe it's December.
As I always say, if something's not on this list, let us know in the comments below.
Yeah. Which I am interested in, though. I should have known, but I wasn't aware that was going to be a mobile game. So.
No, yeah. I don't even remember what that game is, but I remember the name.
It's a comfy game where you do miscellaneous stuff while collecting different outfits. Basically, they give you powers.
Okay.
Definitely like a cozy game. So.
Gotcha. Anything else?
No.
All right. I'm kind of curious about Metal Slug Tactics. I was looking at that the other day, but I was like, I don't have time to play that right now. I like Metal Slug enough, and I love tactical games, so that seems like a game that I'm sure when it goes on sale at some point on Steam, I'll probably pick it up, play it for a little bit, and then never play it again. But definitely a game I want to try. Let's see. I was curious about Mario and Luigi Brothership, but the reviews have been like kind of subpar, which is kind of weird because typically first-party Nintendo games like don't miss. So very interesting. And that one actually looked kind of cool too. Slitterhead, I have almost pulled the trigger on multiple times now. That is the game made by the original dude who made the first Silent Hill game.
I remember what that one looks like now.
The reviews are very honest from people on Steam saying this game's not going to be for everybody, but I really like it. The biggest complaint is enemies become very repetitive, which would kind of bother me after a while because I'm very susceptible to if a game starts kind of feeling like it's running long, and if enemies are like repetitive, like that's one of the main things I'm hearing from most people. That kind of tells me I'm gonna be like checking my watch a lot while playing it, and that's not too exciting. But otherwise, all the concepts look really cool. How bizarre and weird it is definitely up my alley. Gameplay, every time I watch gameplay of it, I'm like, I'm still not sure how this plays. So,
Yeah.
I want to pick it up at some point, but I might wait for a sale. I want to pick up Dragon Quest 3, but I don't have the time, so I'm not going to do it this month. But I definitely want to play that. When I was watching it, I was just like, man, that looks so fucking cool. And then, one of my most hyped games of the year, Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl. I can't fucking wait. I can't wait for that game. I am a huge fan of the first Stalker. Love it. It's one of my favorite first-person shooters ever, and I just hope it can live up to that game. It looks phenomenal. So, I can't wait to get my hands on that.
Special enough to have a tabbed in November.
Yeah, right below November. Those are the games I want to pick up. Pretty casual month outside of Stalker 2. That's like a must play for me. But everything else is like, if it's on sale, pick it up, or if I have time. But and we'll talk about it soon, because we're both playing Metaphor right now. I don't know if I'm gonna have time ever again to play anything. So we'll find out.
Yeah.
Anything else, Chevy?
No, the year's almost up.
Yeah, and I gotta really start prioritizing specific games that are, because we do an annual Game of the Year discussion outside of the Game Awards, and we pick a Game of the Year and then 2 runner-ups each, and it's getting down to it where I gotta start like, is this game a game that I'm going to consider for Game of the Year or not? And if it's not, I might start moving my priorities over to games that I can still consider. So Stalker 2 is definitely a game that I'm going to be playing the fuck out of when it comes out. But Metaphor I still want to put some time into because it's a high-quality game. But we'll talk about that. So let's know in the comments what games are you guys excited for in November? What games have you picked up? What games are you planning on picking up? Is there any games that are not on this list that you would recommend us check out? And let us know what you think about in the comments below when it comes to game releases. It's the end of the year. What games are you guys prioritizing? All right, so let's jump into what we've been playing. How about you start us off with games you've been playing in the last 2 weeks?
Okay. I'll save one for a transition then.
Yep.
Final Fantasy 14. Been playing that since I got back from my trip. We've been able to get people together. I got everyone's schedules, and we were able to get raid nights going for now again. So we
Has that been going smoothly?
We've had one night so far. It happened last Saturday, and we cleared the first fight. So,
Congrats.
yeah, thank you. We're late to the party, but for us, it was exciting. And then patch 7.1 just came out. So, and I haven't had time to do the story yet, and I'm hoping I don't read spoilers online before I get to it, but it's been busy. So that also introduced the new 24-man raid, which is themed after Final Fantasy 11. So it has a bunch of Final Fantasy 11 bosses and stuff in it, which I'm excited to try as well. And it also added, they call them society quests now. They used to be called Beastman quests. They've kind of changed their philosophy on that. Anyways, they're dailies basically, and these ones are for combat classes to get a little extra EXP every day. So yeah, that's been fun. The last couple times I've logged on, I've been too tired to like focus on the story, so I've been working on making potions for the raid. It just helps with damage, just to make that quick and easy for everyone to understand. And that's pretty much it there. So other than that, I'm not going to go into all of them, but I have recently downloaded and tried like 6 different mobile games, just kind of seeing what the state of like newer games are, and even like older ones, like a lot of the Hoyoverse games. I haven't played most of them except for, I played Genshin when it first came out. I'm just curious of the state of the game. So dabbling in that. I don't have a lot to report in other than I have mostly been playing ZZZ. I can't remember.
Zenless Zone Zero.
Yeah.
I don't know why I remember that. I have nothing in it. Like, I don't play those games.
Yeah. The story is like whatever. It's more interesting than I expected it to be, but it's like nothing special. The gameplay is pretty fun so far, but I am in the beginning, so we'll see if that stays for very long.
That's part of the Honkyverse, right?
Yeah. Which, props to them. They have this app called HoyoLab, which just connects all your accounts together, so you can just access the information to all of them in one place.
Yeah, it would suck to make different accounts.
Well, it's also just nice because like they have this system set up where like you can check in once a day and get like an extra reward, and you can just do it in the app and just go scroll over to a game, check in, scroll over, check in, scroll, check, scroll. You just do all 4 of them right there. So
yeah,
pretty convenient. Yeah, that's the only one I like started and checked in on the other 3, but I haven't like played them yet. I will, if I have anything important to say, I'll bring it up in a future episode. I also tried Wuthering Waves a little bit. I need to try a little more. Chris wanted me to try it. It's one he likes to play.
What is that?
It is basically also Genshin, just a different company making it.
Okay.
And the character models are more, they're still anime, but more real looking than the Genshins are very cartoony looking.
It's called Wuthering what?
Wuthering Waves.
Wuthering?
W-U. Wuthering Waves.
Wuthering.
Yeah, it's a weird one. It's another Chinese-made game though, because like all the character names have like Chinese names, and like they use like
I haven't heard of it.
Very traditional like Asian dragon at one point in it and stuff like that. So
gotcha.
I'm not very far. I don't have an opinion yet. So, and the other one I tried was like Haze Grazer, something like that. I can't remember what it's called. It's a tactical game that really heavily depends on fan service. It's not that great in my opinion, so I deleted it pretty quick. So
that's another mobile game.
Yeah. Those are the 6 mobile games I played. I'm not going to name all the Hoyo ones. If you don't know them, they're real easy to look up. So
I downloaded, I think it's like a mobile version of Age of Empires, and it was I couldn't do it
on mobile. Unless you have a suggestion, let me know. But most of them aren't good. So.
Well, if it's just like a straight up Age of Empires game, it'd be cool. But it's like it definitely set up like a mobile game. Like I don't know, I couldn't get into it.
Yeah, I think a lot of like newer mobile games are put together pretty well because they've gotten to the point where
it looked nice.
They're just games that happen to have like a mechanic to make money. But yeah, you usually can just sit there and play them with no consequences, which is nice. So,
yeah,
which is good because as you kind of brought up the other day, which I how they used to be is energy systems.
My
which
outdated
nobody likes
perspective.
So,
Yeah.
there's a reason they got rid of that. But yeah, not to prattle on about mobile games too much because most people don't give a shit. But was something I've played in the last 2 weeks. So, and then I played Metaphor. ReFantazio.
Before we talk about Metaphor real quick, because we didn't talk about this when we were actually interacting with it. The Monster Hunter Wilds playtest happened.
I technically played that
over like a week ago or something like that. I don't even remember what the hell that was. We both played it a little bit. I actually decided to not play it too much. Because,
I also did the same.
Yeah, so, and I talked to some of the people too, and they said the exact same thing. I was like, okay, that's interesting. Because I'm going to buy it no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
It's mostly my biggest curiosity when I played the playtest was there was all these people going like, I can't play this game. This game should be able to run on my video card, and it doesn't. And I was like, uh-oh, like, hopefully it runs on mine, and it did.
Yeah.
So with the amount of people saying like if the game was completely unplayable on like high-end graphics cards, I've been in the game long enough that I know like there's so many different builds out there that compatibility is always an issue with PC.
Definitely.
So I was like, maybe it's a little bit of that, but then also like the amount of people is like, oh no, hopefully that's like just something they're going to patch or fix. I tried it. It ran fine on my PC. So I didn't have it at max graphics, but I was able to play it. So that was my big thing. Otherwise, I played a little bit. I used the insect glaive, of course. That's my main weapon. And I need to maybe play it some more, but it just feels like something's missing. 'Cause you can't helicopter around.
Might be time for a new weapon.
Yeah, although I like sending the bug out and getting the buffs, but it felt not great. But I get why they did it. I completely understand.
They also change the weapons every game, so like
yeah. It's just
I used to play longsword, now I don't. So
it was so fun to like launch into the air, hit, start, helicopter around, hit again, stay in the air. I know there's like kind of a cheese factor there because other people on the ground just get their ass kicked, and I'm just like in the air going, well, yeah, whatever. But yeah, that just kind of didn't feel good. But yeah, graphically the game looks great. Movement felt awesome. Especially, I forgot what they're called, but the mount.
Oh, yeah.
That felt really good.
Yeah.
The best a mount has felt in any Monster Hunter so far.
Also, the hair physics are amazing.
Yeah, it's super impressive. I checked to see if it ran all right. I played my main for a second to see how it feels. Fought a couple monsters. I was like, I'm out of here. Like I'll play this when this comes out. I didn't even like fully put work into my character the way they were designed. Like I just like kind of did a couple things, then I was like, that's fine. I'll invest time in this when the game comes out. So that might be a little disappointing for anybody who's listening. Is like, oh, what'd you think of Monster Hunter? It's awesome, but I don't want to put the time into just the play test. I'm going to put that time in when the game comes out. Yeah. So, but yeah, day one buy.
Yeah. And yeah, same. Except for the insect glaive part, I grabbed the hunting horn because I wanted to see the difference.
And you're saying there's pools or something.
They added and Chris said it was in another Monster Hunter.
Rise.
Was it Rise?
I think he said Rise.
I played Rise. I didn't have puddles. Huh. Anyways, maybe it was.
Don't listen to me. Maybe I'm misquoting him.
I don't know. Regardless, apparently it exists in another game. I don't remember it, but I also didn't play every Monster Hunter, and the ones I did play prior to World, I didn't put the same kind of time in I've put in, to World. So my memory's going to be trash on that anyways. So, anyways, the weapon they give you is like this huge, like, I don't know if it's like a saxophone or something like that. It's like a huge, like, horn instrument. Like, it looks very modern, but I was pleasantly surprised to see that because I was like, oh, they put some effort into, like, making appearances for these weapons because, like, I love World. Iceborne made it better, but like base game weapon designs were kind of okay, and that was it. It was like it felt like a step backwards for the series. Everything else with the game was amazing, but the weapon designs were so kind of like plain for a while. This, it felt really good in that regard. Played how I expected it, minus the the stuff that is no longer there from world, but the puddle feature is a welcome addition. I like the idea of being able to put a buff on the ground that people can just come to when they need to, instead of me needing to be there for them. And I'm curious to see how that expands. I did not play around with it very much to see very much detail in it, as much as like you said. I tried it. I was like, okay, that's how it feels, and I got out. That was it. So I spent probably most of my time in the character creator, just because I was like fascinated with how good the game looks. So
Yeah, I've seen a lot of different designs that tell me that it has a pretty robust character creation.
yeah, it's awesome, and I really appreciate that. Also, the VA work for your character and the Palico are very good, and I'm very happy to say that. So looking forward to the whole game for sure.
Yeah. All right, we touched on that. Talk about Metaphor.
All right, so this game came out while I was in Japan, and holy crap, was it advertised everywhere while I was there. So I was just like, I know I'm on vacation and I'm loving this, but man, do I want to play that right now. So I've had a chance to play it and actually put a little bit of time into it, which felt so nice to be able to do. So far, I love the game. It plays so well, familiar yet a little new, which is nice. If you've played Persona, you're going to feel real at home playing this game. It borrows a lot of the same systems while still having enough to keep it like a unique experience, which I really like. The art style is awesome. We've brought this up before, but like the UI, they put so much work into that. Like I can't imagine that was easy.
Yeah, every time I play it, I'm always impressed.
Yeah.
I just look at everything. I'm like, this looks like so good. It's so crispy looking. Even just like Persona, it has like awesome art design. Even when they're talking, their character models' mouths move while they talk, but also there's a avatar of them that's like anime style over in the corner,
like 3 frames,
and it moves, and its face will change and stuff while they're talking too. So you have you have like 2 options to look at the 3D model or the picture, and they're both fully animated. It's like, whoa!
I definitely stare at the 2D one, but yeah.
So do I. I'm like, you didn't have to animate the 3D model. You could just have them stand there, and then I could just look at him, because that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Because the art style is great and the animation looks really good. And I'm surprised on how many emotions they all have for different scenarios. So yeah, the game's like a visual. Even hitting the pause menu and going through there, it's like really nice looking. I'm just like, this is like visually like a feast for the eyes.
The job system, I don't know, I can't remember what they call it in this, but it's a class system where you can hot swap classes. Archetypes, yeah.
Is that what they call them?
Welcome. I will always take that in an RPG. I love, first off, it gives you choice, but it also gives you more things to just like level up per character too. So it's just more stuff to do for you.
The leveling experience in this game so far is much better for me than Persona. I like that you unlock archetypes by talking to certain people, certain bonds between people, and then also when using certain archetypes, you start working towards unlocking adjacent archetypes that are related to them. But then also when you level, you'll get passive stats, but then you also get to put a stat down, which I think is really cool. So I feel like I just get to be a little more hands-on with my leveling progression than I did in Persona, which is way more my speed.
Yeah, that on top of like you can find like unidentified equipment when you're in dungeons and stuff too, and take that back to town and like get like random like substats and perks on pieces of gear and stuff. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy that part, because it's basically like you get to bring home treasure and like rummage through it. Basically, it's a nice experience. The story I'm not gonna get too into, but so far the story is interesting, which I really like, and the world lore is also very interesting. So I'm enjoying that a lot. The multitude of races that exist in this world are all very cool. Characters have been fun. I haven't got to spend too much time with them, so I don't know if I love any of them yet, but they're good so far in their writing, so I appreciate that too. The music, no surprise here. Persona's music is amazing. This game's music is amazing. It also has a really unique sound to it, which I love.
I would say it definitely has a different tone going on thematically than Persona, which you would hope for. One's modern, one's not, but it still has a lot of like colorful flair to it, while still staying within theme of like a fantasy like world.
Yeah. Well, like the combat
I like the music too.
Has this like real deep voice, like male singer with like this like operatic thing going, but it's like this really like upbeat song at the same time too. I don't know. It's super fun. It's a bad earworm for me. It gets stuck every time I play that game. So
Yeah.
I can hear it right now. So, which is great. I enjoy it, but I loved Persona 5's music as well. So the studio knows what they're doing when it comes to that.
I feel like in another life I've played through Persona 5 and I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I'll ever be able to beat that game because every time I got to play it, I played it on I think console first, got like a certain amount into it.
On PC recently, so
I don't remember if I played on PC or not, or maybe just the console. But like, it's such a big game, and then new games are constantly coming out. And because I'm an asshole when it comes to new games, and I'm just constantly buying them, I get distracted easy. So, and now I feel like I'm so far away from Persona 5, and it's been out for so long. I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever beat that, but it was neat. But I feel like to redeem myself, I'm going to try and actually beat Metaphor because I feel like it's much more my style of a game.
Well, I think it's going to be easier for a lot of people in certain regards because it's like I love Persona, but it follows a lot of like very tropey anime stuff, and not everyone likes that. I'm a weeb, so I do love it, but the amount of people I think that Metaphor is going to have access to, I think, is a wider net because it's just a fantasy story.
I think if Persona had the same systems or similar systems to Metaphor, though, I think I'd be a little more engrossed with it because I think Persona has really cool style, really cool UI, an interesting story, but like the gameplay of it, the turn-based combat is cool. I'm a sucker for just classic JRPG style gameplay.
I love it.
But there's just some small tweaks that Metaphor has done that I'm like, this is just a little more. There's a little bit more to do with like leveling my characters, picking archetypes, but then also like really cool system of like you can just run up and hit enemies, and if you're a high enough level, you just kill them without going into full combat. And
it allows you to play stealth almost.
And well, not even that. Like a lot of JRPGs, like Dragon Quest fucking 11, you're running around an area and you're getting into combat, and it's like guys that you're gonna kill easily anyway. And so you got to go into the animation, into the combat, hit the menus, kill them quickly, and then leave it, and that becomes like fatiguing, tedious after a while. And so in this game, to initiate combat, you walk up and just hit them anywhere. They hit you first. And if you're high enough level, you actually do the damage before even going into the combat. And so you can just kill the enemies. You get XP
or
from
take
them.
Like half their health.
And you just move forward, and it's a huge time saver.
It's a nice system.
Yeah. But it also has gameplay elements too. If they are enemies that you aren't going to kill instantly, you can get like the jump on them. You can like dodge them and stuff too, so they can't get like the first attack in the combat scenarios.
Yeah.
But I know they designed it for this too. But just being able to kill trash mobs without going into the whole combat is awesome. Such a small thing that makes such a huge difference, and I fucking love it. And it's really satisfying too to have been fighting certain things, and you're going into combat. It was kind of close or whatever. You know, they did a lot of damage to you, vice versa. And then later, you just walk up and you go to initiate combat with them. You just kill them. And it's like, oh, I guess we're done.
Yeah, it's funny. I've seen not very many, but I have seen RPGs do this in the past. Not quite this system, but like you'll approach an enemy that you're higher level, and they'll look at you and go and run away instead because they realize you'll just beat them anyway. So it's just a system too.
Was it Dragon Quest that did that?
Maybe it was Dragon Quest, but
I think it was. I guess that was a bad example. But you guys know what I'm talking about.
But yeah, I think maybe Ni no Kuni did it as well.
Maybe there's some like semi-modern JRPG I played where the enemies were like, oh, and then run away from you.
Yeah, I'm also drawing a blank on it, but I've seen it before in games. I just their approach is fun, and also if you don't, like we already said, if you don't one shot them, you'll go into combat, they'll take damage, and they get stunned, so they lose their first turn.
Yep.
You know, if you get
Which feels so good.
Yeah. So
and this, like Persona, is okay with kicking your ass.
Yes, it is.
It's not. This is not like a friendly. Like there's probably. I think there's difficulties. You can probably turn down the story mode or whatever, but just on the default difficulty, like I've had like a couple fights where, and I'm like not that far into the game, and like some of my party members are dropping. I'm like, oh, okay, I need to be like paying attention.
Well, the worst part too is like elemental weakness makes it doesn't matter what team you skip your turn if you get hit by you gain an extra turn by doing an elemental weakness attack. So like if they're weak to light and I do a light attack, I get an extra turn basically, and they get like they can be stunned, for example.
Yeah.
And they can do that to you as well though. So you can just get juggled to death.
You're
basically.
like exploiting their weakness, yeah.
So the game's like, you could do it.
Which at first I didn't catch on to that because I would like go through my rotation and then I go back to my other guy and I'm like, what's happening? Yeah. Why do I keep, fuck it, I'll keep hitting him.
Well, and it's fun too because you can play around with it too. So like I was in a fight where light was what I needed. I had 2 characters light and one who didn't. And so like I would do that and it would use half a turn instead of a full turn. And I get to that 3rd character and I go, if I use you, I lose a whole turn. And so I would just skip because that also takes half a turn. And so I'd skip them. And I'd only use the other 2.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so
it
allowed me to have like 5 turns or 5-6 turns within a round. So, which was nice.
Yeah, you get that strategy down.
And because you can even do that, I like is awesome. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, quite enjoying the game. I'm at the end of the. I'm not even that far, sadly. I'm at the end of the first like major dungeon after all the tutorial stuff, which in traditional or. In the proper Atlas fashion, is a long intro. So, but yeah, I'm almost done with that. I'm hoping to be able to sit down and put some more time into it, but so many things going on most times. So.
Just need a spare 100 hours to play that game.
Like extra day off every week. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other thoughts?
Oh,
because that's all I've played. So.
Okay. I also am enjoying the game. I've already talked about it. I do plan on playing it more, except for Stalker 2 is coming out soon. So we'll see what happens. But I am making an effort to play this, and I'm really enjoying it. I don't have much else to add to that, though. So if you are even curious about the game, definitely check it out. And if you're not curious about it, you should check it out and see if you like it or not, or if it seems like something you want to play, because I do recommend it. Okay, so my list is super short, which will be nice because we got a lot of things to watch. We're talking about Monster Hunter Wilds, talked about Metaphor, playing the finals, of course. I play it every single day. Season 4 is coming to an end, which is crazy. We have about a month left, and then Season 5 will start. So I'm trying to wrap up everything. We just wrapped up the Halloween event where they had a wheel that many people in the subreddit were really pissed about. Basically, every day you had 3 dailies. Each daily gave you a ticket, so you had 3 tickets per day. Every ticket allowed you to spin the wheel. The wheel had high-quality cosmetics that you could actually purchase with real money if you wanted to. But if you're just playing the game and you land on it, you get it for free. I was able to get through the wheel and get everything off of it about 3 days before it ended. So I posted on the Reddit and was like, fucking happy to be done with this. And a bunch of people were like, oh, lucky, like blah, blah, blah. I still have like so many left. And then like a day ago, people were like posting like, this is over? Like, how do I get this stuff? And people were like, so people seem to be pretty upset with that event. I liked it. I thought it was kind of cool. You could buy a lot of stuff with the in-game currency too, but certain things you had to buy with like real money. But they're like high-quality cosmetics, so kind of made sense. But I got them all for free, so I'm not complaining. But I feel for anybody who just didn't get the RNG to get all the stuff.
Yeah, and if they haven't been very transparent about it, there's a FOMO aspect that's gonna take place there. So
yeah, a lot of people are saying never do this again, which I get. I think there should be some kind of pity system. What happened if you landed on parts of the wheel that you already landed on before? They'd give you like some in-game currency, but you couldn't buy everything off that wheel with in-game currency. So I think it would have been cool if everything on there could be bought with in-game currency, or somebody suggested something. I forgot what it was, but I think it was like if you had the max amount of VRs, you could like pick something off the wheel or something like that, but it would just take all your VRs, something like that. They should rework it. I think it's a good idea. They just did it kind of sloppy. But outside of that, got all the stuff from that Trick or Treat wheel. I'm on the final tier of the Battle Pass, which is much later than the last seasons of the finals. I typically have the Battle Pass done within the first month of every season. This season, we got 30 days left. I'm still working on it. They have increased the amount of XP you need to get through the Battle Pass. And so it is much more of a grind. I don't mind because it's keeping me playing the game, more regularly than I would be at this late in the season. And then I have 4 more things to unlock with my sponsor. In case you play the finals and you're wondering what my sponsor is, I'm an Ingemo guy. I know there's like 4 of us. So everyone's Halto and Isolt. I picked Ingemo because I like the colors the most. But yeah, I got 4 more of that. That's also a grind. So I have a month to get that knocked out. And yeah, I'm staying on top of everything, though. I'm pretty close to finishing everything. If I just sat down this weekend, even though I have plans to play something with you this weekend. And also, I want to play a Death Note killer within game, so if we can get people in the Discord together to play that, maybe, that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, I need like a solid like weekend of just like cracking the fuck out on the finals, and I'll knock out a lot of what I have left. So I'm feeling good. I'm going to get all finished, but got like 30 days left, so I can't wait to find out what they release with Season 5, because I am addicted to this fucking game. So, yeah. And then the other game I played recently, I don't even know why. Well, I do know why. Battlefield 2042 was on sale, and might still be, was on sale for like less than $5, the whole game. And I was just like, well, even if I don't like the game, I'm not going to be upset for spending less than $5. So I bought it. I've been playing it irregularly. I'm not playing it the same as the finals, but every once in a while I'll get my dailies knocked out in the finals. I still want to play a shooter. It's a completely different feeling shooter, and so I'll play that. It is kind of interesting to go between the two games, though, because I've talked about this a million times, and if you play the finals, you know this. But the people at Embark who make the finals are ex-DICE devs. They worked on almost every single Battlefield. So the finals share some like philosophical DNA with Battlefield, which is really weird. And it's weird to go and play Battlefield 2042, which is a Battlefield these guys didn't work on. They left before that. And you can tell. So far, especially for less than $5, I'm having fun with Battlefield 2042, but it does feel kind of soulless. And I felt that way when the game first came out, but I also was inundated with all the fucking bugs the game had too. So I'm like, it's soulless, it's buggy, and it's missing features. Coming back to it, the features are there. There's you can check your score, which is great. They didn't have that originally. I have seen like no bugs, no glitches, no lag or anything weird happening, which is good to see. But it's so weird. Every time I talk about this game, people are like, oh, they fixed that. Oh, they fixed that. Oh, they fixed that. Oh, it is a class-based shooter now. Kind of. It is class-based, but you can still see how much of that DNA of a hero shooter they tried to make is still there. When I play this game, it feels like I'm like sifting through the ruins of like this project of like, we don't know what people want from Battlefield anymore, so we're going to try and give you everything, but not really like focus on anything specific that makes the game special. There's some destruction compared to the finals, none, but there's some destruction, but it's like so minimal.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy compared to what Battlefield had before. I mean, that was like one of the biggest features of Battlefield, and 2042 is kind of like completely backs away from that.
Yeah, I remember watching previews of Battlefield 3, and like specifically the map they let everyone play in early access or beta or whatever, where like you'd get in these tight corridors and the walls are just like flying apart and stuff. So
Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, even Battlefield 5 had like okay destruction. This game, it's just like every once in a while these square panes of wall will just like go and just like pop out and they're gone. There's no like dynamic destruction happening. It's just like the wall blew out. So that's disappointing, but it's not super needed. The graphics are like okay. Like the design of the maps is like gorgeous. The maps are really gorgeous, although I'm not a big fan of their layouts, but these big sprawling fields look really good. But the graphics themselves, I'm kind of surprised on like how much they haven't advanced since the prior Battlefields. I remember when Battlefield 3 first came out, I was like, at the time, like, whoa, this is fucking crazy looking. Battlefield does not have that that feeling anymore. 2042 definitely doesn't have that. There's a good amount of guns, good amount of attachments and stuff to unlock, but it doesn't feel like as much as they used to have. And they have a shitload of guns from prior Battlefields, which I feel mixed on. It is kind of cool to be able to use like an LMG from Battlefield 3, but at the same time too, it feels like they're just like, we already have the assets for that, just throw it in. So again, it kind of feels like that a la carte buffet of like, what do you want from Battlefield? Because we don't know. And it's like, okay, well, maybe you should figure that out, because like Battlefield 1 was like the last great Battlefield, so you did it then, but now you're just kind of out of ideas. Yeah. So one thing though that I'm really enjoying about Battlefield 2042 is it still offers the big team battles that just like no other games have. Like running around and you just see like your whole team and squads running in. If you're dropping, I play medic typically, so I'm like getting people back up because no one fucking else will do it. Or ping. No one. Oh my god, Battlefield's been out for so long and people still don't ping fucking enemies. It's crazy. It's insane. But yeah, just that feeling of like I forget what it's called in this, but it's like rush or push or something like that. You basically start on one side and you battle in these battle lines or whatever, and you start pushing them back and they're trying to defend, and like that has like this awesome feeling of just like just war, just like all these people just like fighting in this one area, and that still feels awesome in this game, regardless of all my little nitpicks of all the things that I don't like that much in this game compared to prior Battlefields. That still is there, and the only other games that offer that is like Arma, which is like a mill sim, so it's not even the same. Like you don't. This has like an arcadey nature to it that makes it less stressful and more fun, I guess. And I guess like a Isonzo or something like that. Some of those indie games, but yeah, Battlefield still does it like nobody else can. Like Call of Duty's tried it in the past. These big team battles, they can't do it. And so if they have one strength still, they got rid of Levolution, they got rid of fucking Destruction, but they still got the big team battle spectacle down. It's still a lot of fun, just like crawling under gunfire and getting people back up, and then getting up and dropping like 4 dudes because you got a good position on them, and then all the vehicles and stuff flying around, and weird hover bike that people fly around on, and they always just crash them into the sides of buildings and shit. But yeah, plenty of people are still playing certain modes. I get in within seconds, so that's good. It does feel like there's not as much people playing as there should be, but the main modes like Conquest and stuff, you get into a game like really quick. It also has a co-op mode that you get less experience in. You still get experience, which is nice, but you play against AI. So if you and your friends just want to play against AI, I think that's a really good feature that I like to see more games do, just because sometimes you don't want to be competitive against real people. I get it. But yeah, for less than $5, I can't complain. I'm having fun with it. I'm like level 20 something, and I played with Josh a little bit. That was pretty fun, even though, unlike the finals, there's less teamwork involved. Like you can like call things out and be like, "Hey, shoot that tank" or something like that, but it's less like strategy, and I don't know. I'm just really spoiled with the finals. It's like you got to really think about that game when you play it. So, but yeah, it's kind of nice to just kind of turn my brain off and shoot shit in Battlefield. So, yeah, I think that's everything I've been playing though. It is. So, you got anything
right.
else?
I don't.
All right, well, let us know in the comments what games have you guys been playing. What games would you recommend us play? What do you feel about Metaphor? Have you played it? Are you going to play it? And what's your must-play games right now? What are games you're planning on playing soon? And yeah, let us know everything you think about in the comments below when it comes to just playing some video games. All right, we have a bunch of videos to watch, so we're going to jump into that right now. As many of you know probably already, there's another Monster Hunter coming out called Monster Hunter Outlanders, which is a mobile Monster Hunter, which we made reference to earlier when I was kind of poo-pooing the idea of a mobile Monster Hunter. A trailer dropped. I've actually already watched it.
Okay.
Have you watched it?
Nope.
So this will be your first time. But we also have official producer's interview, which shows gameplay, which is the big thing I wanted to see, and explains what they're going to be doing with Monster Hunter Outlanders. So before we watch this, what's your general thoughts on a mobile Monster Hunter? And what do you want from it?
I mean, I'm definitely okay with mobile games. They do not replace games for me. They are a supplemental thing that I do in between games. So,
Yeah.
And they're also just very good for like at work because I can just kind of do them in between tasks or like on breaks and stuff like that. So it's convenient. Depending on how this goes, it could be fun. I mean, they let Niantic make Monster Hunter, I forgot what it's called.
Go or something.
Yeah, and it was a lot better than I was expecting it to be. My only problem with it is very grindy.
I'm so disappointed with that game because I actually liked it.
Yeah.
But then it's like how long it took to start like leveling and getting to stuff. I'm like, this is too much.
Yeah, it was a big commitment to get anything done after like the first like I don't know 5-6 levels. Mm-hmm. So, but it played really well. Like the touch combat was way better than it should have been. So.
It was like simple, but still like involved enough that I felt like I was actually playing a game and walking around looking for things, as opposed to like Pokemon Go back when I played, which was when it first came out. You just like walk to location.
It's a lot more advanced now, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking out of school here, but this just felt like I was actually. It still kind of felt like a video game, which was nice. So.
Yeah, and what I've seen a bunch of mobile companies do now. There's plenty of examples out there of games that can still be just like video games that happen to have some mobile stuff that not everyone's into. But if they can make it purely optional, I have zero complaints. So
yeah. Anything else?
Not really, because I have zero idea what to expect. So
yeah, that's where I'm staying kind of reserved on what I think of this. I mean, I when I hear Monster Hunter, I'm like, cool. When I hear mobile, I'm like, even if it's fucking kind of cool, it already like diminishes my interest by being a mobile game because I don't play a lot of things on my phone.
I actually don't play too many of them on my phone, sadly. So
yeah, well,
yeah.
If you can play on PC, that might change things. But then when Wilds comes out, I'm not going to give a shit about this.
Sure.
So the big appeal for me, oddly enough, is counter to what I just said. Being on mobile would give me a reason to play it. If I was going to play it. But then knowing mobile, I'm like, it's going to be like nowadays they're a lot better than they used to be, but at the same time, it's going to have like a lot of things where it's going to be like incenting me to make purchases, which is fine. I get it. I played the finals. I'm okay with supporting games if they're free, but a lot of times that will get in the way of, a premium feeling experience, I guess, when it comes to mobile. I'd rather just buy a game outright than participate in the mobile free-to-play market, I guess. But I need to see gameplay because I don't really know. I mean, I saw a little blip when I was skipping through with one of the videos, but it's hard for me to have a hard opinion on this so far. Outside of, I have to be honest, I hear mobile, I'm like, So
yeah. So depending on like how it plays, it could be interesting as well because like I have a Backbone controller for my phone, and so like even today I was playing ZZZ on the car ride home. I just put the controller on and I was just playing. So
yeah,
but again, it just depends how they make it because it's really easy to make a bad mobile game. So
yeah. I have that Razer controller that you bought me for phone, but it doesn't fit my phone. It's too small, which sucks.
You can get a backbone. They're $100.
Yeah, but I already have something, so it's like annoying. I can use it on my old phone, but it's not going to be as
a
powerful.
PlayStation controller, just pair it.
Yeah, I've done that. I played.
It's just not as convenient.
I played. Well, I used the kickstand, and then I played Dead Cells with a PS4 controller, which was kind of fucking sick, honestly.
Yeah, well, like when I was on my trip, if my internet connection was a little better, I was gonna play Metaphor. It wasn't from my computer, but my connection was too poor. So
yeah. Anyway, let's just watch this, and then we can formulate some actual opinions. This is Monster Hunter Outlanders official announcement trailer, and then we'll go into the interview in 3, 2, 1, go. I love that guy.
Is that just a baby Rajang?
Maybe. I assume that was some kind of companion thing. That's a good question. It looks like a higher quality Dauntless.
Took the monsters from it's just Terminator, which I'm not playing.
And turned textures off, smoothed it out. I'm just curious how it's gonna play, cause like, got a cool catapult.
I mean, Monster Hunter's been in DS game forever. So.
Sure, but at least you have like something closer to like actual controller controls. So like a game that's like challenging and like very gameplay heavy. Playing it on like a phone sounds terrible. Okay, so that was the trailer. You had a question about the beginning.
There's a weapon that the character on the right had, and I didn't even recognize it. I assume it's the daggers, but they look like sickles.
Yeah, that might just be a weird design for the daggers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering what those were too. Okay, so that was the trailer. What'd you think of it?
I think it was a CG trailer that showed some Monster Hunter monsters.
Yeah, I agree. It didn't do much for me when I first saw it. It gives you like a concept of the visual style, but that's it. Other than this, we don't see like actual real gameplay, and it's all like, you know, environments and environmental movement, gliding, getting launched around, swimming. We see that it is Monster Hunter because of the designs, but it definitely has like a more cartoony look because it looks like they've just lowered the textures. But yeah, climbing, stuff like that. Stuff you expect. The environments are more open than I expect for a mobile game. It's like a big open area. It's kind of crazy. I'm surprised they didn't just go with like zones like classic Monster Hunter.
I mean, Genshin's an open world game. Sure,
but Genshin and Monster Hunter don't have the same legacy. So yeah, let's jump into the interview and get some information on this. This is Monster Hunter Outlanders official producers interview in 3, 2, 1, go.
大家好，我是腾讯游戏天美工作室群 Monster Hunter Outlanders 的制作人房东。今天我们特别邀请了 Capcom 公司负责本产品的制作人沙野先生和我一起向大家分享产品的信息。
コウさん、ご紹介ありがとうございます。皆様こんにちは。株式会社カプコンのプロデューサー砂野です。本日はどうぞよろしくお願いいたします。
其实我自己和我们团队大部分人都是怪物猎人系列的粉丝。恰好我们天美工作室群在移动端游戏的研发和长线运营上有着非常丰富的经验和积累。这时候我们想，肯定也有很多玩家和我们有着相同的愿望。
I would rate it for you, but I feel like that'd be too distracting for anybody watching this.
向 Capcom 发出了合作邀请，
Just skip ahead.
很高兴后来获得了对方的积极回应，于是就促成了本次合作。我们非常希望通过这次的合作，向全球的怪物猎人系列用户提供随时随地且稳定的联机体验。
Okay, so
同时还希望让不熟悉怪物猎人系列的用户，通过这款产品开启自己的狩猎之旅。
I want all those.
約4年前、 長いゲーム開発の経験をお持ちで、特にモバイル端末において多くの実績をお持ちのティミスタジオの皆さんからモンスターハンターシリーズへの熱意あふれるご提案をいただきました。これまでのモンスターハンター作品にはないティミスタジオの強みを生かした独自の要素を盛り込んだモンスターハンターの新しいモバイルタイトルにするためのエキサイティングなアイデアがそこにはありましたので、この度のパートナーシップを通じてカプコンとしても世界中の皆様に新たなモンスターハンターの体験をお届けできることを楽しみにしています。
This is what I'm interested in.
Monster Hunter Outlanders 是天美和 Capcom 共同制作的全新怪物猎人系列产品。本作将以开放世界为舞台，讲述新角色和新战宠伙伴的狩猎冒险之旅。
And buddies.
我们在尽可能保留怪物猎人系列核心战斗体验的同时，也充分基于移动端的操作体验，优化了游戏的方方面面。下面就由我来为大家一一说明。本次的狩猎舞台发生在有着诸如森林、
wonder if it's going to be set up like
沙
Genshin,
漠
just
等多
Monster
种不
Hunter.
同地貌构成的大世界中。玩家们不仅需要在不同的环境中挑战怪物，还要应对不同的环境所带来的各种威胁。此外，除了常见的大世界玩法，我们还为大家准备了例如建造这样的全新体验。相关内容我们将在未来逐一为大家揭晓。
So,
what game did we play?
Wild Hearts?
Yeah. I was like, what did we play that you
Okay.
got to do stuff like that with?
All those fucking people who gave Wild Hearts shit for copying Monster Hunter. It's a little late now because the game failed,
Talk
but
to Timmy.
玩家能操作其他的全新角色进行狩猎和冒险。与主人公不同，他们出身、形象、性格各不相同。更重要的是，每个角色都有自己擅长的武器类型和技能招式。期待这些能带给玩家们全新的战斗乐趣。关于战宠，大家可能也注意到了，除了熟悉的爱撸猫之外，还有一些新的小伙伴。没错，他们就是本作中加入的全新战宠。相信它能给玩家带来更为丰富的战斗支援和情感陪伴。关于本作特有的角色和战宠系统，请大家继续关注后续的信息发布。
モンスターハンターアウトランダーズでは本作独自のプレイ体験をお届けする一方で、もちろん従来のモン
I'm
スター
curious
ハ
what
ン
it's
タ
gonna
ーシリー
feel
ズで
because
使
I
われ
mean
た要素
obviously
も
like
登場します。
every Monster Hunter does do something different anyways.
yeah.
過去作で登場した一部の武器や防具も登場予定で、オリジナルの要素もある一方で、これまでのモンスターハンター作品でおなじみのアクションもご体験いただくことができます。各種操作などについては、
It's not too weird to
モバイル
like, you know,
端
for
末
it
で
to
の
be
体験を考慮して、
like
こま
different
めな
mechanics
調
and
整
stuff
もお
like that
願い
because
して
that's
いま
just
す。
the way the
これらの
series
情
has
報
been
は
anyways.
今後順次公開される予定なので、お楽しみにお待ちください。モンスターハンターアウトランダーズではモンスターハンターシリーズの新たなスピンオフ作品として多くのモンスターも登場します。どのようなモンスターが登場するのか、そしてそのモンスターたちにモバイル端末で仲間と一緒にどう狩りに行けるのか、今後の情報をお楽しみにお待ちいただければと思います。
经验丰富的老猎人们一定发现了，在刚才的片段中出现了未曾见过的怪物。在本作中，受到全新环境的影响，经典怪物会发生变异，同时也有只属于这个全新舞台的神秘怪物登场。所有的这一切，就期待各位玩家朋友们来亲自探索了。
I mean, it definitely looks like a simplistic
以上
Monster Hunter
就是本
world.
产品 Monster Hunter Outlanders 与大家的首次见面。后续我们将逐步公开更多产品的相关信息，请大家继续关注我们。
改めまして、今回ティミスタジオさんとのパートナーシップについて2020年の発表ぶりとなりますが、ティミスタジオさんから培われてきたモバイルゲーム開発のノウハウを生かした本作ならではのゲーム体験を盛り込んだ新たなモンスターハンターのモバイルタイトル、モンスターハンターアウトランダーズの情報をお届けさせていただきました。今後の情報も、どうぞお楽しみにお待ちください。
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was that. We actually got to see some quite a bit of gameplay.
For sure.
Definitely looks like Monster Hunter. I'm curious two big things I'm curious about is how the gameplay is going to feel on a phone. Obviously, there's going to be other options to play, however, but just the phone experience, I'm really curious about how that's going to play.
Definitely.
And then how they're going to monetize and incentivize you to play this regularly, because most mobile games are trying to get you to do your dailies and play constantly and, you know, distract you from other things. So I'm wondering how their systems are going to work, especially in a game where, you know, one thing that's going to be kind of nice for a mobile platform is some fights you could probably do pretty quickly, like get your friends together, just do a fight on lunch or whatever while you're at work, something like that. Yeah. But then also some fights can really drag out. So I'm curious about how they'll balance that, what kind of time limits they'll have for the hunts. I'm also curious to see the crafting system, not the crafting system, because there's crafting systems in all the Monster Hunters, but like the gathering and building, which is interesting. They definitely have a katakuri system there, which I think is really interesting, but also building houses.
Yeah.
Which is weird, but also kind of cool for social features. Like if
sure.
you're playing a mobile game, you're playing online, it's open world or whatever. If you can build like a house and people can come to it, that's kind of cool. So, and not something I would necessarily look for in a mainline Monster Hunter game, but if you're just kind of fucking around with a mobile game, seeing what you can get away with, what you can do, it might be interesting. So I'm definitely kind of intrigued by that. But yeah, thoughts?
I mean, I share pretty similar thoughts. My first thought, as always, when it comes to any mobile game, is how monetization is going to work. Because at the end of the day, video games aren't charity, so they have to make their money. Yeah. Well, and then free to play is especially the case, because like they're giving you the game. In order to be successful, they have to get something back from you, and they don't need it from the majority of players. They need it from like 1% of the players.
They spent money, they got to make it back, and they got to make profit. So
I say most people play free to play games don't spend any money. So
dude, some people are so proud of it, it's wild. Like if you can't, and we've talked about this before, but like if you can't afford it, it's fine. You're helping the game by being part of the community, keeping it alive. But some people go out of their way to not spend money in free to play games and like brag about it. I'm like, it's such a weird mentality. If you like the game, like, and you should try to support it.
I am definitely, and I know you aren't either, but I'm definitely not a stranger to putting money into games I enjoy. So, so outside of that part, my other two thoughts, especially with my recent endeavors with like newer mobile games and stuff like that, is will there be a PC client with an account that's just logged into and I can access from my PC or on the go? And will the mobile version have controller support? If it has both those things, it's easily something I could just throw in I need something to do, you know, while I'm out and about. Or even like some days I come home and I just want to kind of shut my brain off and play something easy. Monster Hunter World did that for me a lot. I would just do a random hunt real quick and then shut it off. So I don't know. There's potential. I obviously am gonna have concerns because it's real easy for me to turn on the game and then in between hunts I'll pop up, you know, tell me I could spend $5 on a perk or something. Will get old fast as well. So,
or like resources to craft or something, and it's like you can get double the resources if you watch this ad, or
please don't do that mechanic.
You know, just shit like that where it's like, yeah, I get it, I'll do it, but like this distracts from like me just enjoying the game. So yeah, we'll see how they end up doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be the make or break, is their strategy on making money. Because if they just make a fun Monster Hunter game, regardless of, you know, if they throw in a bunch of weird mechanics that you wouldn't expect from Monster Hunter, that's fine. I mean, Capcom agreed to it anyway, so I'm curious, and I'll definitely try it. So
I'm also curious, especially after seeing the gameplay. This looks like Monster Hunter to me. It doesn't look like exciting Wilds Monster Hunter gameplay, but it looks like Monster Hunter, and Monster Hunter is no stranger to mobile. Already, like they've already proven. Obviously, these guys haven't done it, but Monster Hunters in the past have been on mobile platforms. So you know, it's completely doable. And this looks like Monster Hunter. You know, not as good graphically, but looks completely playable. And if they have enough things to make this worth your while, I could see myself playing it, just not as regular as like, you know, when Wilds comes out or something.
When it straight up looks like they gave them the development tools from World and said, use this, because even
make this work on phone.
Same.
Yeah. Yeah, just make this work on phone.
Yeah, and no complaints. I love World, so.
Sure, they could have just made Monster Hunter World for phone and people would buy it. So
100%.
So it makes more sense to do a mobile, their own type game based off the framework of that.
Yeah.
You know, less work there. Just have to make it basically functionable on there, and add some monkey buddy, which I'm all about. That's my most excited feature, is the monkey buddy. I need to know more about him because he looks dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I am interested for sure. I will try this out when it comes out. I just hope that they design it in a way that is, you know, interesting enough for me to stick around. So,
yeah.
Anything else?
That's it.
Let us know in the comments what do you guys think. What are you feeling? How are you feeling about Monster Hunter Outlanders? Is this a game that you are excited about, a game you're apprehensive about, a game you straight up want to reject because you're not a mobile gamer? What are you hoping they do with this game? What kind of features would you like to see? And yeah, are you going to play it? Are you going to try it out at the very least? Let us know what you think about in the comments below when it comes to Monster Hunter Outlanders. Next video we got is Arc Raiders official gameplay trailer. This is something I've been wanting to watch because this is made by Embark, the same people who make the finals. And so as much as I am addicted to the finals, I'm curious about, first off, them making 2 games at the same time. And secondly, what they're doing with this game, considering when it was first announced, I was excited for it because it was a 4-player cooperative shooter, and then it got turned into an extraction shooter, which it still is. I actually played it. I couldn't talk about the time because I was under an NDA when I played it. Even had all this shit all over the screen while I played it. But I'll talk about it now because I don't care. I wasn't impressed with it. It felt like a very minimal, low-featured extraction shooter that I'd rather play other ones at the time. But it was a transitionary period between their original concept and what they're doing now. So I'm curious to see where it's at now, and yeah, see what's going on with the game, because I want it to be good. I fucking love the finals. So if Embark, I hope Embark can't make a second game that they're gonna want money from me for, because I already give them too much money. The finals somehow releases new cosmetics every single week, and they typically get like $20 from me at the least. Almost every time. I'm spending.
I'm not going to talk about my purchasing.
No, I'm sure. But for me, I'm spending way too much money in the finals, and I don't regret any of it.
Yeah.
I will support the fuck out of the game because I love it. So, yeah, any thoughts on Arc Raiders? This is actually a game that you were interested in when it first got revealed when it was a co-op shooter, and now I know you'll probably be less interested in it now that it's a extraction shooter.
Well, the problem I have with extraction shooters is that I have zero experience with extraction shooters, so I can't have any feelings about
Well, you're playing against real people too, so
yeah. Well, and that's why I've never played one.
yeah.
So, and I know there are a couple options out there now that have non-competitive modes for them. I just haven't had the opportunity to sit down and play that.
Gray Zone. You can play that without playing against people.
There's one that Chris's brother plays. It's like an older one. They added.
Oh, you're talking about Tarkov.
Yeah, they added a bot mode for that.
I think
too.
you have to pay for it though.
Oh, yeah, that was that controversy thing, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I got a little far from the mic there. This chair's doing stuff.
Losing air, apparently. We got to replace it. I would love for you to play Hunt, but it's like one of the most intense games I've ever played. And you play against real people and NPCs, and it's awesome. But yeah, if you don't like playing against real people, it's not the game to shove someone into. So
yeah, I would definitely have to be in the right state of mind, even humor it.
yeah.
So.
Sound design's fucking so good though. But yeah, probably should just watch this and get some opinions on it. This is Arc Raiders official gameplay trailer in 3, 2, 1, go. It's gonna look good. Embark's got that down.
Arc Raiders is a multiplayer extraction adventure set in a distant future here on Earth. Players start in Speranza, one of the few places in the Rust Belt that is relatively safe from ARC machines that occupy the surface. There are thousands of people living down here, and there is always a need for vital materials from the world above. The raiders are the ones who put themselves at risk, both from ARC as well as other rival raiders, for a price. It is from here that players can reach different parts of the Rust Belt through a network of repurposed tunnels.
It instantly reminds me of Battlefront.
I can see that.
Which was also
The raider we are
DICE.
following is on a quest, a job to obtain a seed vault from a research facility deeper into the city. The others in the squad are after medical supplies, some rare parts, and their best lead is a pharmacy nearby.
This map looks way better than the map I played.
Probably had some time to work on it.
Yeah, this is like completely brand new.
A red flare is a signal of a raider getting knocked down. But you never really know what happened there until you go look.
Or don't.
Could have been a fight between raiders or ARC. You never know.
Wasp, over there.
Let's go there.
Wasp.
This looks a lot better than what I played.
These birds are also interesting because like you could use that to know if someone's coming as
Just
well.
like hunt.
Let's go
Yep.
to that tower.
Those robots are ARC, I take it.
Yeah. That's the PvE aspect of it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, this looks a lot better than what I played.
Hate that.
They've reached the pharmacy now.
Let's get over there.
It looks like they are probably the first
Subject
ones here.
here.
But you can never be sure, so it is wise to double check your corners.
Hey, Raider.
Don't shoot, I'm a friend.
You wanna split the loot?
Dang. Throw that off.
So that flare just flies the fuck out of you as soon as you
Making
go down.
friends in the Rust Belt is not easy, but that doesn't mean it can't happen.
How am I gonna have time to play this and the finals?
You're gonna have to pick one.
Why are they doing this?
Careful, that's a hornet.
The voice stuff is good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those audio things from even the radio wheel were a lot more natural sounding than I would have expected.
They keep adding more and more audio for communication in the finals too. It's crazy. I hear them say shit I've never heard before.
Some
I'm like,
plastic.
Looks like they
When'd
got
you
what
have
they
that?
came for.
Yeah.
And now it's time to get out of here. Everything that you find will be lost if you don't make it out alive. But raiders know this. It's what they do.
Jesus. Okay, no questions, just bullets.
Raider, contact.
yeah, use something other than that fucking pistol.
Engaging in firefights may sometimes be the only way out of a tight spot. Other times, being cautious and staying out of sight is the better option to make it out. For raiders hoping to thrive, the Rust Belt is filled with opportunities and secrets.
Map's nice looking.
Yeah.
If you know where to look.
There's way more
You'll
going on
have to
here
stay
too.
vigilant up there on the surface, where an armada of arc machines roam unchecked.
The machine part kind of reminds me of that one game we played.
Where motives of other
Start
raiders
off as the
remain
house with the cop
dangerously
car out front.
unclear.
Yeah, Generation 0.
You'll
Yeah.
need to be resourceful,
Fucking love
work
that
with what
game.
you have, and sometimes make plans on the fly. What are you prepared to risk to get what you want?
There's like
Ultimately, you get to decide what kind of raider you'll become.
there's like way less stuff to do on the
shaping
map.
your own legacy,
So this
your
is
raider,
more interesting
and
looking
your home.
when I played it.
And they sure like the like retro looking stuff.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll have some kind of like crossover
Your
between
start in Speranza, one of the
between
few
the finals
places.
and this. That'd be kind of interesting. Obviously, they're not related, but like, you know,
Okay.
cosmetics or something.
It makes sense. It's the same as like Nikkei and Stellar Blade. You know, having
Sure.
events with each other because it's the same company, so why not? So.
Yeah. Yeah. What'd you think?
I mean, visually it looks pretty cool. I can already tell it'd be a game that would stress me the hell out, but
Yeah.
I was impressed by, and I already kind of said as it was going, but the audio cues is probably one of the most impressive parts for me. Anytime something was pinged or something happened, there was like really good natural sounding audio and not like main character talks too much audio going on. The radio wheel as well, having basically like, you know, what would typically be like emotes fashioned into like communication lines you can use real quick, as they use the example of like running to another raider and then being like, hey, and like, oh no, I'm not dangerous. Like, okay, we'll team up. But it sounded like a conversation. I
More
don't know.
seamless, yeah.
And if that's actually the way it's programmed, that's pretty cool, I'd say.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like doctored up for the presentation.
For
but,
sure.
But also, and I keep bringing up the finals. I understand if you're like, why do you keep talking about that? I'm a fucking fanboy. But that game, its ping system and its communication systems, you don't need to talk to people.
Yeah.
You can communicate almost everything seamlessly. And so I don't have any doubt that they would do a similar thing here. I'm actually glad you brought up that bird thing, because I didn't fucking think about that. And I'm like a huge hunt fan, but there's like audio indicators and visual indicators all over the map to reveal your position if you're being sloppy. And that's literally what that is. Because if you were out in the distance and you saw birds fly up, if you play hunt, you'd go, what's that? And you would know someone went across that zip line. So I'm glad you actually brought that up. I didn't think about it.
Yeah, and
But anyway.
then the little bit of robot stuff we've seen looked cool. I would like to see more of it, to be honest, because that's more the interesting part to me, sadly.
Towards the end, we saw a giant leg walk out, which is interesting because, like I said, when this game was first showed off, it was supposed to be like a four-player cooperative shooter. That was it. Maybe like Destiny or something. But you're just fighting against these robots, and there's like giant robots, like huge ones that you're like shooting missiles at and trying to take out. And of course, they programmed all those assets. So I'm wondering how much of that will make it into this redirected game now.
Yeah.
Because we're obviously seeing a lot of the robots still. It's part of the thing, but now it's got a PvP-centric design.
Yeah. That's about all I got on it, though.
Yeah. This is much more interesting than what I played originally. It looks better. Graphics actually are about the same, but the map design is much more dense and detailed, and there's way more things, and that could just be the presentation, but there's more things that are looting. It was so hard to find shit. Reminded me of like DayZ, when you get into a server and it's been up for like 24 hours and everything's been picked clean, nothing's been, regenerated, I guess. Respawned. It sucks. That's what this felt like when I played the original playtest, but that was during the transitionary period. So I assume, they're just trying to get some feedback on what they're doing. Now it seems like there's much more going on, which is cool, because that was my biggest complaint, is I was running around a map and I wasn't finding anything. There's nothing to do. Extracting was kind of confusing at the time, and I because I was in a private playtest, I couldn't have buddies playing with me, so I didn't get to have this experience. Watching this, it definitely looks like a game I would play. It's got the co-op factor, which I would really enjoy. It has a more, at least the way they're presenting it, a more slowed down gameplay than like the finals, which I think will complement Embark well on having games that offer different kinds of play. The whole scavenging thing, obviously, is not a new thing, but I think it looks fun here. And yeah, I am just more so wanting to get my hands on it to see how it feels, and if there's going to be any kind of features to this outside of just walk around looting and shooting, because I wonder how much longevity you're going to get out of it just doing that over and over and over again. Hopefully there's plenty of things to work towards, upgrades, stuff like that. Otherwise, it might be kind of a flash in the pan experience. I don't know. So but this looks fun. It looks cool. Definitely interested. And yeah, kind of hoping it sucks so I don't have another thing to spend money on when it comes to Embark, because Embark is just like, hey, Seth, you like what we make, give us money. And I'm just doing it. So yeah, definitely happy with what I saw here. Definitely want to try it out. See, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right, let's know in the comments what do you guys think about Arc Raiders. I know they did a play test recently. I got into it, but I didn't play it. I think I was trying to get Josh to get into it, and he was fucking like, oh, it won't let me in. And I'm like, it won't? You just hit the button. He's like, yeah, I tried. It didn't work. I'm like, okay. So I don't think he's too interested in trying it. But we didn't play it. I didn't play the recent one. So if you played that recently, what'd you think of it? How was that? And then if you haven't played that but you just watched this, what do you think about this? Does this look interesting to you? Anything that kind of stands out for you? Are you interested in playing extraction shooters? I feel like that genre is really blown up. And yeah, what are you thinking about Arc Raiders in general? Let me know everything you're thinking about in the comments below. Next video we got is Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl exclusive Smoking Barrels gameplay trailer. It's only 3 minutes, so this will be a short one. But yeah, Stalker 2 is coming out finally, and I can't wait to play it. But we're going to watch this and see if they can get me more hyped for it. Maybe get you interested. I don't know. In fact, what's your thoughts on Stalker and Stalker 2? Have you played Stalker? Do you have any interest in playing it?
I have not, and not so much. I don't really have any negative feelings towards it, obviously. I just not really my cup of tea. So
yeah, that's fair. So yeah, let's just watch this and we'll talk about it. Okay. This is the Heart of Chernobyl exclusive Smoking Barrels gameplay trailer in 3, 2, 1, go.
The zone was never a friendly place. Scenic and breathtaking, yes. But don't be fooled. Gunfire in the zone hasn't subsided for many years, which is why you won't find a person here without a weapon. And if you need one, you might come across stashes left by stalkers who decided to hide their guns and best gear for the future. Before heading out on your next adventure, check your gear. Repair it if needed. Otherwise, you may face, well, consequences. And don't forget, without ammo, your piece is useless. Be sure to know where you're heading so you can grab the ammo type you want, especially if you need something unique. There's a tool for every scenario.
Probably got a good weight in the ball.
What kind of stalker you are and how you prefer to navigate the zone, you can upgrade your best friend with various attachments found along the way, installing them on the go to adapt to the exact fight.
This narrator is weird sounding. It's like he's doing like a Jeff Goldblum impression.
It's gonna be a weird thing to say, but this gives me like old school Call of Duty vibes.
And hey, if you want to stick with your firearm for a bit longer and customize it further, technicians will be happy to assist.
Run and jump everywhere game.
Not for free. These guys can repair and upgrade your gear to suit your gunfight style.
There's a clip of
making it
COD
more
right now where
specialized for specific
going around
circumstances.
that
Or
this guy's like
vice versa,
shooting. He goes down,
turning
then
it
he
into
looks
a
up, and
versatile
it has the
tool
Linkin
for
Park
any
song where the credits
situation.
come up. But he like looks up, and this guy jumps off a bus, and he starts spinning constantly in the air with a bat, and he's flying at him, and he goes to aim at him, and then it goes to the credits. And I'm like, that's
Remember,
ridiculous.
Zone
Yeah.
is a unique place, but the laws of physics and ballistics still apply. Each gun feels and fires differently, and its effectiveness depends on the distance and the type of
It's like a
armor
single-player
you're
tac
up
shooter.
against.
It's one thing they've been advertising. They're like, this isn't like a run and gun game. Like, this is a game
That's
you need
why,
to be
my friend,
thinking about, like
preparation is key
ammo
to
types, all that kind of shit.
But don't forget, this place is full of surprises.
Yep, hard pass.
Remember when I played the first one and I went underground
The more you know
and
the
I hadn't
zone
seen
and expect
invisible
the unexpected,
monsters yet,
the
and I
better
saw just a
your
blur thing
chances of
move, and I was
living
like,
another day,
the fuck is that?
exploring her mysteries and secrets, and reaching the goals
terrifying.
you've set
Oh,
for
yeah.
yourself.
all right, so that was like a really simple rundown, but I enjoyed watching the gameplay just because the graphics look good.
Yeah.
I think the ballistics, the way the recoil works, the way the bullets have drop, have realism, how they hit the enemies and how they fall, looks really good. I fucking love the way the game looks. It's like so like dense. But yeah, we got like a rundown of like what to expect when it comes to like looting stuff, which is cool, but what I expected. A lot of blind firing. I know they're trying to be like cinematic, but there's a lot of times where you just shot in their general direction and ran. I'm like, what a waste of ammo. But yeah, I mean, I'm sold. I've been sold. Looks like a lot of fun. Especially, I like the slower pace of it. I think a lot of shooters, especially like single player shooters nowadays, are like, you know, all trying to chase like Doom Eternal style gameplay where it's like arena, jumping around, shooting, stuff like that. And so I appreciate that they're going for this like more slow, methodical, like, you know, concentrate on your aim, don't waste your bullets kind of thing going on. Honestly, this is looking like what I would want from, even though it's a little more arcadey in the way it plays, like, you know, this is what I would have wanted from like a Far Cry or something like that nowadays. But, you know, Far Cry's gone in a direction that I'm not happy with.
Surprise.
Yeah, well, Ubisoft and all the decisions they've made have finally caught up to them. So we'll see where they go from here on out. But yeah, this definitely looks like a game that I can't wait to play. It's just weird because as I'm watching it, kind of reminds me of like a PvP game with a lot of its mechanics, but it's single player, so it's kind of interesting. But yeah, can't wait. Do you have any thoughts on it?
I don't have a whole lot of thoughts on it. I think it's a decent looking game. I like the slow paced nature of it as well. I think the UI looks a little weird in my opinion.
Reminds me of like Tarkov or
It's
something.
very basic looking compared
old
to like
school.
how the game looks. So it's a little jarring. It's not like a deal breaker,
Yeah.
obviously, but it's something I noticed. My favorite part about it is anytime the player has picked up an attachment and they just put it on the gun. I think that's a fun detail because you're watching it like just transform in front of your eyes, you know, type of thing.
Especially in a game where you're going to be going anywhere at any time. Like you can just explore as soon as you start the game, and you're going to be like looting and searching, but you're going to have like limited inventory. Like you're going to want to be making these decisions in real time on like trying the scope on. I don't really like that.
right
Am I
here,
going to take
actually.
it? Yeah.
Boom. It just
Yeah.
puts it on. Like,
That looks great.
and it's cool looking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the detail of that. Plus it makes it feel like you found the piece. You're putting it on. Like it just it's an experience.
It's not just like in the menu, pull it over and then also it's
Yeah.
attached. Like you actually see him doing it.
Yeah, which I think is a fun detail. The nighttime kind of confirms that it's not a game I'll play. So
Yeah. It's kind of wild that I just realized that he had a shotgun attachment on that sniper rifle.
oh, I missed it.
I'm pretty sure that's what he was shooting was like shotgun rounds. Which kind of makes sense because the barrel looks more like a shotgun. But that's
yeah, I see it shooting.
that's kind of an interesting mix of having something so close range and long range as one gun. But I also love that you can do that. So that has me kind of fucking really excited for it.
Yeah.
So Yeah. Well, that's confirmed as well. November 20th, that was on our game releases thing, but that list, I don't know how often they update it, so I knew it's coming out soon. But yeah, coming out in fucking 5 days. Okay. Well, I'm excited to play it. So, yeah. Anything else? Listen in the comments. What did you guys think about Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl? Exclusive Smoking Barrels gameplay trailer. Anything you noticed that looked interesting? Anything you're hoping for when it comes to this game? What do you think about the gameplay? And are you a fan of the original Stalker? Are you looking forward to this one? Could you not care less? Let me know everything you're thinking about when it comes to all of this stuff. All right, last video we got is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle official gameplay deep dive trailer. This is a almost 15-minute trailer. This is our last video, and I think this is going to give us like a general gameplay overview. And yeah, I'm pretty excited for that, just because this game, ever since they announced it, I'm not even like a big Indiana Jones guy, but I really like, I think it's Machine Games making this, and the Wolfenstein games they've made have been like fantastic outside of the one about the twins. And so I know what they can do when it comes to cinematic storytelling and first-person shooters, but also I know what they can do when it comes to just fun gameplay. And when I saw the original trailers of this, I was like, that looks fun as shit. Looks like a game they would make. And so I'm already interested in it, but I want to know if there's any like features that we don't know about that, you know, could possibly get me more excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, I have a vague interest in it. I think it looks good for sure. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to play it when it comes out, so I might have to get it later if I do decide to pick it up.
I feel like it's gonna be really short. I feel like it's gonna be like a 10-hour game, maybe 20. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. I have so many long games to play right now. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I remember it looking good. I feel like I've seen a lot of the game already though, so it'll be interesting to see what they can even show me in this 15-minute video. So.
That's fair. Yeah, I feel like I've seen what the game offers basically. So,
yeah.
All right, well, let's start this 15 minutes, and then we'll wrap this up. This is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle official gameplay deep dive trailer. 3, 2, 1, go. And go. And go. Looks good.
Found the missing Lego piece.
Finally. We'll be fine.
All right, exit. There's got to be an exit. The hatch!
Just imagine being in all that.
Yeah, it'd be a fucked up way to go.
This is it.
That was a wild maneuver he did. I don't know how his legs got out in front of him like that.
Welcome to Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I'm Pete Ward, audio director at Machine Games.
Audio director, what are you
to
talking?
Introduce you to this first-person action-adventure game that will take you on a global journey as the legendary archaeologist.
Thanks, pal.
Dang.
Explore the forgotten marvels of the world with the
You had
tools
the right
you need to embark
uniform
on a
on.
classic indie story. The fedora, the whip,
I didn't need to see
the
that.
revolver. You'll experience what it feels like to step into the boots of the legend. Our story begins here. Professor Jones is awoken by a break-in.
All right, pal. You can't sleep here.
With a priceless relic stolen, the chase is on to uncover the mystery.
That's
Joining
like that
the
actor
chase
who
is
just
Gina,
passed away.
an Italian journalist with a quest of her own.
Yeah, but that's superstition. And I don't believe in superstition.
Neither do I. But if Voss thinks those stone relics can help the Reich, then we have to find them before he does.
No, you have to find them. I have to find my sister.
This isn't us. This
Standing
is you.
against them is Indy's rival, archaeologist Emmerich Voss, who is plundering sites around the globe, searching for a set of mysterious artifacts.
They got like the color tone down and like some of the
But as Indy digs deeper,
cinematography. Like they
he soon
definitely are like
discovers the
fans,
theft is only a
obviously.
small part of a grander
But even like
global
the shadowing, that like very old timey looking.
Die Relikte sind gefährlich. Sie sollen Kräfte bergen, die nicht von dieser Welt sind.
Und genau deswegen
Du sprichst so schnell.
Luckily, Indy and Gina have a global network of allies to counter Voss.
I am Dame Nawal Shafir Buckley.
We made it, Henri! I'm an archaeologist.
Another one.
Is that a Mortal Kombat character?
The game is designed around the charm and resourcefulness of our hero. You will be thrown into this story-driven journey where Indy must hunt for clues to uncover the Great Circle's mysteries.
What do we have here?
It's nice to see like a high quality AAA game that I want to play, because like this year has just been terrible for AAA games.
It's true.
The focus for this game is adventure.
IGN's like, the bubble has bursted and AAA might be over. And I'm just like, or they could just start making games people want to play.
Yeah, there's no mystery here. Like,
Yeah,
It's like a temple. Maybe a rite of
we're multiple
passage for
generations
mere
into this
warriors.
conversation. Like, it's just finally they're running
When
out
you venture
of
into
money.
the unknown, we want exploration to feel truly rewarding.
Let me see here.
We carefully crafted each environment to encourage players to uncover clues,
Left this here.
discover valuable objects,
There we go.
and reveal hidden secrets that can aid you in your adventure.
Well, at least I won't have to think about that puzzle. We just saw it here.
I have to think about much anyways. Indy apparently likes to talk to himself a lot.
This is what I want to be doing.
Down you go!
I just want to be beating the shit out of people in this game.
Chum.
During your adventure, Indy's versatile tools are at your disposal. It's up to you to find clever uses for each of them.
Like what?
Like that.
I mean, that's cool, but he made it like he had more than just the whip.
What was that made
That
out of?
includes
Paper?
Indy's camera. Snap photos to reveal historical insights and important clues. Or,
Cool.
if you feel the need, use it to receive puzzle hints.
Need to direct the light to the metal discs.
The journal is your complete guide. It starts as a blank slate, but becomes a detailed archive of your journey with maps, photos, and letters. It's a reminder of where you've been, and, for the sharp observer, a hint about where to head next. Your travels will inevitably take you into restricted areas. That's where disguises come in.
I hope they fit. You should have become a man of the cloth.
I found another calling.
Use of disguises can help you enter guarded areas.
Troy Baker's
Ensure
doing a
you
great
avoid
job.
those who
Yeah,
have a
he doesn't
sharp
sound like
eye for
100%,
spotting
but he sounds
trespassers.
like close enough that I'm not thinking about him until I think about how good he's doing.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, that sounds like Indiana Jones.
There you are.
What's bad? You say Flasche?
He wants to drink.
Was mein Wasserflasche?
Yeah, bring that or am I
that's
gonna
the bottle.
beat
Yeah,
the
yeah.
shit out of you.
And of course, there's the whip, Indy's most important tool. It's a powerful weapon in combat and a crucial tool for traversing lost
Imagine you're
ruins.
just like a soldier with a gun. Some guy starts whipping you and yanking you around and shit. It's fucking ridiculous. Okay. Some minor platforming. I would never trust that thing to hold me.
There. The water's flowing now.
Indy's greatest tool, his mind. Just like Indy,
I don't know,
you'll
man,
use
that
yours
whip
to
seems
navigate
pretty
buried
mighty.
tombs and activate forgotten puzzles. while avoiding deadly traps. Clues from the journal, traversal, and decryption are just a few of the things you'll need to figure out the solutions. Every puzzle is designed to fit seamlessly into the world. They range from smaller challenges, hiding forbidden secrets, to epic obstacles leading to greater mysteries.
Longinus, the soldier who pierced the side of Jesus with a holy lance.
Yo.
What a waste.
Pretty good.
Three.
It's just a walkthrough. How to do everything.
That looks good.
This is gonna be PTSD after playing Silent Hill 2, though.
Showing off puzzles.
Solving these puzzles will make you feel like the world's
Don't need to.
greatest
Don't need to
archaeologist.
solve any of them. You guys will show us. This is where this goes.
Sounds like that did something.
So that's enough, guys. Come on.
The key to the game's combat is to carefully decide your approach.
They're pretty decent animations.
Dude was getting clowned on.
Yeah, he is a fucking clown. That was ridiculous. Oh yeah, dude, you can knock you off cliffs.
Or overpower your enemies.
And that's Professor to you.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Outsmart
I think the
foes in
best.
stealth.
It's like the thing I'm most
Environment
excited
is your
about.
greatest weapon.
Yeah, I'll say a lot of that, like the item pickup and set down, looks a little sticky.
Yeah.
But the
Pick up a
combat,
nearby object to distract,
interactions
stun,
and
or
animations are
subdue
very
enemies
good.
while remaining
Yeah.
unnoticed.
Yeah, even that was a little sticky, but that's, I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Nitpick at best. Ooh, you almost got Indy.
In a brawl, you need to hold your own with powerful combos, blocks,
More
and
fisticuffs?
defensive parrying.
This just reminds me that we need another.
God, the hit animations are great.
Precisely timing and mixing up these
We need
moves
another
is critical
Condemned.
to landing a knockout combo or a classic finisher.
Damn, he slapped
You'll
him.
combine these brawling skills with your whip, your revolver,
Oh yeah, I can't just blast
and
somebody.
anything within reach for amazingly creative combat.
He just fell through a chair.
And bonking people is satisfying.
Yeah, I don't even want to shoot shit in this game. I mean, I do want to see what it's like, but like, just beating the shit out of people is ridiculous looking. It's like the big appeal for this game for me.
To avoid sounding an alarm, you can carry incapacitated enemies
Why
into
would you
the
poke him?
shadows, out of sight from
Just
patrolling
fucking hit
guards.
him.
Just clowning him, dude. Little bro in him. He's got that aura.
He doesn't just talk like a smartass, he acts like one.
As you complete missions, you'll earn adventure points to expand your skill set.
Oh shit.
There are dozens of upgrades that let you customize Indy's abilities to your
This is the
playstyle.
dude right there hailing his book.
Yeah, this. I mean, the
The
gameplay
ability
looks
Lucky
fun.
Hat
It's kind of
gives Indy
goofy.
an extra chance to come back from
The
a
footage they're
fatal blow.
showing. Wait, what was that?
He's too busy.
Yeah.
Expand your skill set. There are dozens of upgrades that let you customize Indy's abilities to your playstyle.
Being knocked down and he could pick up his hat.
The ability Lucky Hat gives Indy an extra chance to come back from a fatal
Oh, that's
blow.
kind of neat. That has like a whole like thematic thing to it. Getting your hat back.
The
Oh,
bare hands
that was
ability
awesome.
strengthens Indy,
So
letting
just
him take down
fell.
enemies unarmed.
Felt like a leaf.
Hell yeah. This game looks fun.
Open areas give you the freedom to find your own adventures.
See? Sweaty time.
Wow. What a view.
In these areas,
That's it.
let your
Booby
curiosity take you off the main path and uncover new missions, mysteries, and secrets.
showing all the secrets.
But I was so sure.
We're about to die.
That's a bad excuse.
So what do we do?
Find a way out before we're crushed.
Everything is carefully researched and
Kids are showing
crafted
too much.
to authentically recreate a vibrant 1930s.
What are you selling?
I think I have something for you.
Yeah, little guy.
Maybe this would tease open your money pouch.
Exploring with a keen eye is essential to making discoveries. Like an underground fight club.
It's also kind of giving me Riddick vibes.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is
While the
good.
vividly
'Cause that game
recreated
was fucking
locations
awesome.
you visit have a clear goal driving the story forward. You'll always feel enticed to explore the world and discover the many secrets hiding around
I do
every
think
corner.
we used to get games like this more often than we do now.
Oh, definitely.
Because even like the Bioshock games are kind of like this.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that's just dead.
This has a little more gameplay than those games, but
This gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Just like that.
those RPGs.
Yeah.
As people think they are.
Not a chance.
We can't wait to bring you along for this journey we've poured our hearts into. For you to experience the wonderful places,
Basically, play
meet
the
our
game for
charming
me.
cast of characters, and discover the secrets of the Great Circle.
Yeah, audio design. What are you doing?
I've been done with the score for a while now, so let me show you how to beat the game. I actually like the third-person stuff because you get to see like his animations and stuff, which is pretty cool. What we think? Kind of talked about it already. But
Sure. I mean the combat parts, specifically like the melee combat with being able to witness like the different kinds of interactions that happen when people drop or run into chairs and the chairs just disintegrate.
And he just crumples on the ground.
I'm not making fun either. I think it's fun.
I want more of that. I fucking love that.
It's just funny to watch happen. It's just like when he walked in that room and there's just a guy there and the decision, and obviously it's a video game, but like to just, I'm gonna read this book real quick.
I get it. I mean, if there's something I can get that's gonna like be an upgrade, I'm grabbing that before I take
Sure,
the guy
video
out.
game.
Yeah.
I
got
just
my
the
priorities.
scenario. I'm like, this is so stupid. Like, take care of that guy real quick. So, but no, it looks fun for sure. Outside of the spider crawling up the arm, everything else looked great. So
yeah, I mean the graphics are really good. It definitely follows the filmic look of the movies, which I really appreciate. Even though I'm not a huge fan of the movies, they're fine, but I appreciate that they put the attention to detail in there and recreated that look. Troy Baker's doing a great job as Indy, which is cool. The story, even though like I know they're looking for the Great Circle or the hell. They went over in another trailer before. I still don't know much about the story, so it'd be cool to actually play through it. And
I'll help you. You're Bruce Wayne. You turn into Batman, and you punch Nazis while looking for artifacts.
True. Is basically what I expect. But yeah, it'll be cool to see that unraveled. However they do that. The puzzles look simple. But that's fine because in a game like this, I don't want to get too hung up on the puzzles. I feel like it can break up flow, especially in a game where I'm just going to want to punch the shit out of people. So, but it's cool. I'm glad they have stuff like that and have reasons to explore. The combat, even though I do agree, some of it looks kind of sticky, it looks kind of stiff in some ways. Other ways, I think it looks really good and smooth. So it's kind of inconsistent. It's like certain mechanical aspects have to be done a certain way, but then like when you whip people and they drop their gun, their animations look really good, and then when you grab by the leg and yank them and then start dragging them across the ground, it looks really good. And then the impacts actually look pretty decent too. It like locking into them to get the animation to happen does look like stiff, but when you hit it, the impact looks good, and the way they ragdoll and stuff looks really good. So that'll make for some fun scenarios, and that they can even interact with the environment. You can grab bottles and throw it at people's heads, or they can fall through chairs. Will give you those moments where you'll be, saving that clip and uploading it, or, telling your friends about something you did in this game, which is, one of my favorite things about playing games like this is just the different ways you go about it as opposed to your friends. You can talk about it. But yeah, this game also comes out soon. I am. Did they say they announced? Like, I think it's coming out in December, but did they? December 9th. Yeah. Okay. So this year, hopefully I can play that and see if it's in my top 3 games of the year or not. But I don't think it will be. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it, and I think they're doing a lot of things right here. And again, I want to reiterate, it is cool to see a big budget AAA game that has the spectacle of AAA, the cinematic aspects, and gameplay looks fun. That I can be excited for, because almost every time I see a game, specifically this year, it's like a big AAA game. Most of them, I'm just like, the graphics are nice, but the gameplay looks fucking whatever. It looks rehashed like everything else before it. So, this is bringing something that feels a little fresh, even though we just kind of said it's basically like Riddick from back in the day, but we don't get games like that anymore. So
yeah, and obviously, like, things kind of come and go.
Yeah.
I do kind of miss the like single player. I guess like there was some like not so AAA ones. Like I didn't ever actually play it, but the one with like the robot girls was like shown a lot. There was as a scene. I can't think of the name right now. But it was a single player, like first person perspective game. Anyways, I just don't really see a whole lot of games like this anymore. So it's nice to see.
Yeah, I agree. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, let us know in the comments what you guys think about Indiana Jones and the Great Circle official gameplay deep dive trailer. What stood out to you? What looked exciting to you? Maybe something looked kind of off to you. Is this a game you're excited to play? And what are you hoping from it? Are you excited about the puzzles, the combat, the whipping, the punching, the throwing dudes through chairs? Or just maybe you're a big Indiana Jones fan and you really want a cool Indiana Jones story that will likely be better than some of the more recent movies. Let us know in the comments below. But I think that's going to do it for this episode of Tasty Cast, episode 214. Was that? Does that sound right?
That was hours ago. I can't remember.
It's been a while, and it's super early in the morning now. But as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me for this conversation, Chevy. And until the next episode, which will be something soon, have a good one, guys, and take it easy.